Okay, gang, really quick before we jump into the video. You may or may not know that I left academia a few years back for broadcasting, but teaching the next generation has and always will be on my heart. I've been broadcasting now through 3 election cycles, and I'm just sick at what the elites have done to our education system. So I decided to step up. My team and I have been working on this for well over a year now. I started a school, and I have absolutely massive plans to take it nationwide. The Worldview Institute of Entrepreneurship and Apprenticeship opens its first location in Lancaster, Pennsylvania on April 9th, and I want to invite you to the ribbon cutting. And I've built a whole amazing event around it, so I want you to come and join me at the Kingdom Builders Experience, April 9th through 11th. You'll get an exclusive invite to the school's ribbon cutting. You'll be invited to a special Scotch and Cigars meetup with yours truly. I'll be lecturing at the school, plus we're hosting a Business Makers Summit where education meets opportunity. Now, seats are limited. Click the link below to learn more, and I can't wait to see you there.
In terms of tariffs, I think it's interesting to note that the average U.S. MFN tariff on Chinese goods coming into the United States is 2%, whereas the average Chinese MFN tariff on U.S. goods going into China is 35%. Is that reciprocal? In terms of jobs, this is the biggest and cruelest hoax of all. The China trade supports 170,000 jobs in the United States, 170,000 jobs, whereas our imports from China support 10 million jobs at least. The fact is that U.S.-China trade is a job loser.
Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, coming to you from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I'm at the Pennsylvania Leadership Conference with Jack Posobiec and Cliff Maloney of the Pennsylvania Chase that you guys helped win Pennsylvania with back in November. It's an awesome gathering of patriots and just hanging out with some wonderful folk. What you just saw there was a rather embarrassing clip that has just resurfaced from with Nancy Pelosi speaking back in 1996, giving what perhaps the best justification, the best apologia, as we would say in classical Greek, for Trump's reciprocal tariffs that he signed on April the 2nd, Liberation Day, as we say it. You need to share this video far and wide with friends and family to reveal to everyone just what a hypocrite Nancy Pelosi is. She's not alone. Interestingly, Bernie Sanders, who also has a clip from long ago giving almost the identical speech. They probably had the same speechwriter back then as well, but he's basically making the same argument for reciprocal tariffs and how it protects the worker and the like. As it turns out, these Democrats are not for the worker. They are for the financial class, and they've always been. And now that these policies are actually being enacted, the very policies that they advocated back in the 1990s, they're flipping out right along with the financial class. As it turns out, the financial class is actually without any answer to a fundamental fact of tariffs. And that fundamental fact is, when you look at all of the fastest growing economies over the last few decades, China, Japan, India, Germany, they are all tariff-based economies, every single one of them. And so what you end up seeing is really this very strained, forced argument against tariffs that don't make a lot of sense given the evidence. For example, even here for us, the United States, we saw our biggest economic boom in the late 19th century, early 20th century with the imposition of tariffs. We're seeing it now. Did you see the latest job reports? For March, they were estimating there would be about 140,000 jobs created in March, which is pretty good. Turns out it's 220,000. Nearly 250,000 jobs have been created after DOGE, after reciprocal tariffs and the like. Look, the simple fact of the matter is that the hysterics you're hearing at CNBC and on the page of the Wall Street Journal, they're all flipping out because their gravy train is disappearing. When all's said and done, They're gravy trains. They are reacting to Trump's tariffs in the same way Democrats are responding to Doge. It's the same thing. For both of them, their gravy trains are being permanently taken away. I mean, we talked about this a lot, but over the last 30 years, the finance economy that has been implemented here in the United States involved a global division of labor. And that global division of labor involves shipping manufacturing industrial jobs overseas, all the while at the same time reallocating tremendous amount of wealth and finance around cosmopolitan urban centers, leaving rural populations highly unemployed. And as a result of that, we have seen the loss of over 6.5 million manufacturing jobs in our country. All at the same time, wages have remained incredibly stagnant for workers. All at the same time, that earnings for CEOs have skyrocketed. So back in 1965, CEOs made an average of 20% more than their workers. By 2015, that number shot up to 350 times more than their workers. In fact, that same year, we found that CEO bonuses on Wall Street totaled $30 billion, just the bonuses. All the while, the total national amount of minimum wage earnings totaled $15 billion. So Wall Street CEOs, their bonuses doubled the total amount made by minimum wage earners across the country. So the wage discrepancy couldn't possibly be more dramatic. And really, in the end, that is what these finance freaks over at CNBC and the Wall Street Journal are ultimately freaking out about. Those who are more honest recognize that Trump's tariffs are most likely going to create at least 15 million new jobs. And the reason for that is simple. Tariffs have a twofold effect. You could think of it as a country effect and a company effect. A country effect and a company effect. So for countries, because of the reciprocal tariffs, they're encouraged to either lower their tariffs or in fact just eliminate them and then open up international markets for American companies to the tune of trillions of dollars. So that's number one. But number two, companies that are facing reciprocal tariffs are encouraged to open up manufacturing and industrial jobs here in the United States. And so as to avoid the tariffs, because if you manufacture here in the United States, you don't get tariff. So either way, you're seeing the encouragement of massive job creation and wealth. Plus, at the same time, tariffs provide revenue to the federal government to offset our $2 trillion a year annual deficit. It's a win-win-win situation. Now, opponents, of course, argue that tariffs are inevitably going to increase inflation because they're going to increase the price of the cost of goods. Now, keep in mind, these are the same people that were just telling us months ago that inflation is good. Do you remember that during the Biden years? Inflation's actually good, so stop complaining about it. Again, the fact is we have the evidence, and the evidence is from tariff-based nations like Japan, China, India, Germany. That's just not happening. It's just, I've been to Japan a number of times, and I can tell you things are pretty cheap in Japan. I know it's the dollar to yen ratio to an extent, but the cost of living there, if it's sky high, it more has to do with their space than anything else. It doesn't have to do with tariffs. So we've got the actual evidence in, and that's just not true. Costs do not necessarily go to get passed over to the consumer. And then there are others who are freaked out about the trade war. Oh, there's going to be a trade war. We're going to have a trade war with China and so forth. And as Scott Bessent, our Treasury Secretary, loves to remind everyone, and he's a economics professor, loves to remind everyone, trade wars are bad always for the tariff-based nation. So in other words, if you're a debtor nation, if you're the nation that's getting in all these exports and then you suddenly impose tariffs, it's the importing nations that start freaking out. They have no leverage whatsoever because they've been taking advantage of you all these decades. So now all of a sudden you see you can't take advantage of us anymore, and they kind of go, whoa, 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 well then we're going to slap another tariff on you. No problem. Canada and Mexico found that out. Canada and Mexico, 30% of their exports are going to the United States. 2% of ours goes to them. Who's going to win that tariff war? So the so-called debtor nation always wins in any kind of tariff escalation. But it's what Trump really did on April the 2nd. There's something he really did that absolutely changes everything. And that's what I'm going to show you.
And also, as you all know, the crypto revolution is here. President Trump vows to make America the crypto capital of the world. And that means you do not want to miss out on the most significant wealth transfer happening right now. Turley Talks Crypto provides the safest, most secure way to protect your retirement accounts with world-class proven strategies. Backed by AI-driven technology, TurleyTalksCrypto.com has delivered 650% returns to everyday Americans over the past 4 years. So don't let the financial elites keep you from your share, whether through an IRA or direct cash investment. Turley Talks Crypto offers a secure path to capitalize on the crypto revolution. Click on that link below or visit TurleyTalksCrypto.com today to learn more. That's TurleyTalksCrypto.com, where true Americans secure their financial future.
Bringing this full circle to what Pelosi was saying back in that 1996 video, we have to remember that the Democrat coalition over the last 70 years has been built on labor. It's been built on the working class ever since FDR and the New Deal. When Nancy Pelosi gave that speech, which she would never do today, obviously, is because she's been bought and paid for by the financial class. But when she gave that speech, that's when working class voters were still overwhelmingly Democrat. Iowa was still voting blue, for example. What has happened since 2016 is one of the most astonishing political realignments we've ever seen in modern politics. The very foundation of the Democratic Party defected in droves over to Trump. We saw it again a bit in 2018, saw it again in 2020, and saw it again massively in 2024 with white and non-white working class moving over to Trump. And so what Trump did on Liberation Day is he basically cemented that defection. He actually had auto workers there. I don't know if you saw that. The president of the auto working union actually got up and gave a really great, awesome, fired up speech thanking Trump for implementing these tariffs. What Trump is doing in Liberation Day is he is solidifying this political defection, while at the same time, as Nancy Pelosi and all the other Democrats hem and haw and scream in their hysterics on behalf of the financial class, they are only permanently alienating themselves from what was once the very foundation of their party. So what Trump has done, I would argue, is absolutely politically brilliant. It's not just economically brilliant in implementing a tariff-based economy that works for the worker and creating an estimated 15 million jobs over the next few years. It's not just economically brilliant, it's politically brilliant in that it solidifies precisely the most astonishing political realignment we've probably seen in our lifetimes. And so that's what you have as a result of these tariffs. It's pretty impressive stuff. You finally have an economy that is working for the American worker, while at the same time, Trump shattered the Democrat coalition. Not bad in one day. God bless.
Hey there, Turley Talker. You know what? I'd love to hear from you. That's why I'm launching the Dr. Steve Hotline, where you can call in, leave a question, and maybe even hear your own voice featured on an upcoming episode of the show. Whether it's about the latest political shakeup or cultural trends or how we keep pushing forward in this new conservative age, I want to know what's on your mind. Call me at 717-844-5984. Just leave your question. I'll be checking in every single week to answer as many as I can. Again, that's 717-844-5984. Your chance to be a part of the conversation. One more time, 717-844-5984. Give me a call and let's talk.